Hopefully I'm on. I got a box. That's a first. I'll wait and see if anybody comes on. Oh, my hair. I left it dry natural. It did. And then I was outside and it was windy. Hi, Linda. Welcome. Hi, Sue. Welcome. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We're going to jump right in and get started. I have 3 cards for you. And it's using this stamp set, Rustic Centerpiece. And I'm using all 3 of them. It does not come with a die or anything, so I did cut some out, and I thought, nope, I'm gonna just stamp on, except for the first one I'm going to show you. I did fussy cut it. This is the first one. Okay, and the saying is from With You in Mind, thinking of you. And I'm going to show you how I colored that. The other cards are already colored and everything. I'm pretty sure they're all colored. Oh, except for the next one. I have one thing to color for you. Early Espresso, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I rearranged my camera and my everything, and I have a shadow here now because my light's over top of my phone that I'm using. Okay. You need a piece of basic white, 4 by 5 1/4, which goes inside. We're going to do that a while. I'm just going to put that in the middle there. I do not have anything inside here. This is the DSP, and it's actually the Timeless Plaid. And it's 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. One's going to go here, and one's going to go down at the bottom. So we're going to do that a while. I didn't cut my green paper. I'll have to do that. I'm sorry, it's 1 1/4 by 5 1/2. I told you 5 1/4. It's 5 1/2. Okay. So let me get my garden green. Nope, Mossy Meadow. I know I have some here. Huh. All right, well, let me get another sheet out. I know there's some in the bin I have over here, but when I need it, I can't find it. Okay. Then I need to cut this out. This is, you need to cut 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. This is 4. Hi Shirley, welcome. This is a 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. So I need 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. This piece here belongs to, oh my god, oh here they are, postage dies. The pernet, yeah, the postage die. It comes with one big one, and then the next size, and then the smaller size. I call them the postage stamp, but it's just the postage die. And I already went and fussy cut this out, so I'm going to color it. Okay, and I'm going to bring in my, oh my gosh, Deb, where's it at? I'll just use this one. I don't know where the other one's at. Okay. So I'm going to get my Mossy Meadow. That's Old Olive. I think it was Mossy Meadow. Yep. My light Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to do the flowers, or the fern. That's what I'm calling it. And this one. I think the middle is like a flower. This here, I think that's how it starts. I didn't color the middle. I just went ahead and colored everything. Whoops. I wanted to show you what I was doing. There we go. And then I'm going to do this one down here. I was going to color everything in, and I thought I'd just wait and do it all with you. Well, some of it. And then when I fussy cut, I try to leave a border around everything, and I'm going to take my blend and I'm going to color the whiteness in. That way you don't see the white. Okay? And then I used the light Old Olive. Maybe. Now I used, oh, nope, not that side. I'm using Granny Apple Green. Oh no, light olive, I'm sorry. For the stems here. Okay? And then I took light real red and did the top part here. And then for this here, I used bronze. And I did the holders. See, if I would have had all this colored, we'd be done in 5-10 minutes. This way you're here with me for a little longer. Okay. Then I'm going to bring in Old Olive again. And I'm going to do the whiteness so I don't see the white. And then the, oh, I need the one. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And then I got white crumb cake. And I just did the inside here. And that's my succulents. Let's bring this back in. That'll get laid right there. Okay. And then I'm going to bring in Thinking of You. And see if I can make it straight. That's not straight. And let's put that on here. I'll line it up on my grid here. And we're going to mount it diagonal. We're going to get Early Espresso. Now, let me bring you out a little. There we go. We're going to ink this up. Make sure it's good in ink. Make sure it's straight and see if we can't get this straight. Fingers crossed. Well, I think it's going uphill now instead of down. Dimensionals. And a small one. Just leave them out there. We really use them. Okay. We're going to take these off. And we're going to lay that over here. Like so. And that's going to get glued on here. Just center it on there. Okay. Then we're going to put dimensionals on this one. And then it's going to get popped up on the front. going to go in the middle. And there you have card number 1. Card number 2 is this one here. I have everything colored but the deer. And I'm going to do that. 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, scored at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. That would have been a really short card. Real red, and it's the same size, 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. This is from our color family, 6 by 6, the Regals, and this is the real red one. You need a 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. That will get laid right here. And I didn't like the flower side, so I'm going to keep this side here. And we're going to just eyeball this and make it even. Okay. This is going to go on the inside, so we're going to put that in a while. And this is 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. I went ahead and I stamped everything, but you want to make sure your verbiage is going the right way. If you can see, I had it upside down. So I flipped it over. I colored everything but the deer and the log here. So we're going to bring in our bronze for the deer and crumb cake. And I need to do the candle. So let's see. Let me do Darling Duckling. And I'll take my marker, Lemon Lolly, and do the flame. Okay. Crumb cake is going to go up in here and on this part. This is Old Olive. This is Granny Apple Green and Real Red for the pot and the berries. And this is the Light Night of Navy, and that's all the blends. Okay. And I think I'm going to do, I think I did this. I took the crumb cake over this. And then I got the dark and went over that. I think that's how I did that. Like so. And then I did the bronze for the deer. I'm sorry, I don't talk when I color. Okay. I did not do anything with the antlers. I just left them plain the way they are. I stamped him in Memento Black, so if you want, you could take the Early Espresso marker, go over it. But if you don't have the old style with the very fine tip on it, then it'll tend to be a little thicker than what they are. And we're going to pop him up. And we're going to put him on here. I'm going to try to put the same amount between the red and this end and that end. And there you have card number 2. Okay. Card number 3 is this one here. And I have hardly anything colored for you. I thought I had it all done. All right. Let's get, I did the flowers. And I need, did I? Yes. Okay, I know why. I did these in markers. In watercolor crayons, I mean. I need Night of Navy. And out of that, this is number 2. I need the blue. And Cherry Cobbler. Real Red. It's in here somewhere. And then I need Granny Apple Green and Garden Green. And then I need, I think I used the, I did. Okay. Talking to myself, people. I need Pecan Pie. And I need the greens. I got the greens. Oh, I got the reds. All right. Okay. And then Pecan Pie for at the bottom. Nope. Early Espresso. Early Espresso. All right. I think I got it. Now you got to watch me color. Hi, Denise. Welcome. All right. I'm taking my Early Espresso and I'm going to do this down here. And I'm not crazy about if I don't get all the spaces because I will be using my blender pen on the watercolor pencils. So if I have some white spots, I'm not worried about it. It'll get filled in when I use that. Okay. And then for the pot, I did just the blue. It just says blue. To me, it kind of reminds me of Zur Afternoon. And I'm just going to color this all in. And I do circles. You can just do regular coloring. It's up to you. But I just do this. I just do circles. And then I'm going to take my Night of Navy, and wherever they have the lines, I am going over it. And I'm pressing pretty hard to get the darkness. And you'll see why when I do it. Okay. Then I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green and I'm going to do the leaves. Again, I'm just coloring them in. And then I'll blend them with the blending brush. I thought I had everything done but the bottom and the thing here. But I didn't. The watercolor pencils and the blends, they'll be getting used a lot more because the Stampin' Up markers are going away. I think they're still on the last chance list. I don't think they're sold out yet. I still have mine and I will still use them. Then I'm going to take my Garden Green and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to go over where they have the lines on the leaves. No particular way, just putting some highlights on the leaves. And it'll get blended when I do the blending brush. Okay. Pecan pie. I do for those, I don't know what these are called, if they're just buds or some people leave them white. And I'm doing the center of the flowers. And then for the apple, I'm doing real red because if you ask me, this does not look like real red. It looks orangish. So, but it says real red on it. And then I'm going to take cherry cobbler and I'm going to do the same thing wherever they have lines. I am putting cherry cobbler there. Okay, let's put these aside. And we'll get the blending brush out. Oops. The blender pen, I mean. And make sure it's clean. I'm going to start with the bottom here. Zoom in a little so you can see what I'm doing. And I'm just running this right over the color that I did. And it will blend it together and it'll make my lines smoother. If I would have done it so dark, it would look more like a watercolor. And then I'm going to clean this off. You need to clean this up after every color. I'm going to do my apples. And I'm just going right over both of the colors together. But I'm not doing the whole thing. I have a little spots there. And then I'm going to do my vase here, my pot. Now this, you might see a difference here because it's bigger. I'm getting out of the camera. But this is all you do with the blending pen and your watercolor pencils. Okay? And clean that off. The flower's already done. And I am just going to take my pen over top the leaves and blend the two together. Okay, clean that off. And we're going to do these here, and then we are done. And we put it together. Okay, that's all you do. So let me zoom you out again. This is garden green, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Okay. This is old, certain Granny Apple Green. Hi, Rose. I'll show you the cards then. And that's going to get on here. This is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And this is 4 1/2 by 3 1/4. And it's using the postage stamps, dies. So we're going to glue that on there. This is going to, oh, before we go any further, let me get the die out. I mean, the stamp out, because I stamped this. Get this here. And we get garden green. And my paper. And I'm only going to ink this up here, okay? I need a bigger space to stamp. So I'm just tapping that on there. And I'm just going around. I'm only doing the top part. I'm not doing the whole thing. When I stamp it on the ink pad, I just want a little bit of the flower to go around. Like so. get our dimensionals for this. And you're going to put that right on top, in the middle. Like so. And then I went ahead, and the happy birthday is from yeah, it's from one of the stamp sets. I'm sorry, I don't know. I pulled it out and saw happy birthday and took it. What was it? I think it was the jar one. Yeah, sweet jar. The happy birthday there. I thought I had all of them out. So we're going to put this on the inside. Where's my happy birthday? I just had it. Huh. Oh, there it is. And I'm going to get small dimensionals for that. And it's going to go on the front. Oh, come on. There we go. Got to talk to it a little bit. And then that's going to go right about there. Okay? So that is card number 3. 1, 2, 3. Put that one in the middle. That one's going uphill. This one's going downhill. Imagine that. Must have been drunk. Okay, guys, and I even had it on catty cornered on the blog. So I didn't do such a good job looking at it. All right, guys. That is what I have for you tonight. Starting next week, Monday, I will be doing some of my, thanks Linda, thanks Shirley, I will be doing some of my Black Friday gift giving items just to start off. I don't want to say 12 weeks of Christmas because it's not quite 12 weeks. I think it's a lot less. But it'll be Christmas related starting next week. Wednesday is my scrapbooking Wednesday. Thanks, Rosie. You're welcome. And I have to figure out what I'm going to do for Wednesday scrapbook page. But Monday and Friday will be 3D projects. So I might throw a card or two in, but it'll be 3D projects. All right. Thank you for joining me, guys. I appreciate every one of you. And I will be back again on Monday at 8 o'clock.